Well, not really. My research in this field has absolutely convinced me that altered states of consciousness and the realms to which they introduce us have been absolutely fundamental in the human story, and that every concept that we have of the supernatural, if we trace it back to its earliest origins, we will find an individual in an altered state of consciousness who has had an experience that needs to be either painted or described in order to explain it to others. Today, in the modern world, religion is an enormously powerful force, and it influences everything that happens to us in the world today. And it's the root of many crises and problems. And oddly enough, established religions, whether it's Islam, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Judaism, tend to very much discourage altered states of consciousness. Nevertheless, if you trace them back to their origins, you're going to find individuals who did experience altered states of consciousness, and that's where it began. And I think what happens is that the direct spiritual experience of the individual becomes appropriated by a kind of bureaucracy or power structure. The priest takes over the role of the shaman, makes himself the intermediary, and pretty soon the sole intermediary between this world and the spirit world. And pretty soon experiences in altered states of consciousness become outlawed and not allowed anymore. I don't think this refutes the notion of a spirit world or of the reality of a spirit world. It just tells us perhaps the unfortunate side of human nature and human behavior, that almost anything that human beings do can be appropriated for power purposes, and that individuals will seize power through them. And it seems to me that monotheistic religions are a devolution from shamanism, not an evolution. But that devolution has got nothing to do with anything wrong or incorrect in the basic precepts of shamanism. It has to do with human beings distorting the situation for their own ends and purposes. I think these experiences have been fundamental in the human story. I think they continue to be fundamental in the human story. It's just that our society today is very bad at getting to grips with them.